Hello, it's Mick Jagger, and I just want to say congratulations to 108.9 The Hawk for becoming the #1 station in Val Verde again.
Oh, hell. If it's another love song, then you know for sure that Big Truck's on the mic. Favorite band in the world, Geoff, the Outlaws.
I mean, the Outlaws and you.
Man.
You might as well be the fourth guitarist in the Outlaws.
You put me in the Outlaws, and I will be happy. It's as if I'm driving me a new Volvo big rig. Like one that just came off the Volvo line, and they're like, Big Truck. So many dreams, Geoff, where I wake up and I'm just like, where'd the Volvo people go?
Oh, my God.
They was just giving me a new truck.
I was in the official showroom of Volvo Corporation, Inc.
And I can still smell it.
Oh, my God.
And it just then bursts right through my wall.
Now, this is the Volvo truck that runs on French fry oil, right?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I ain't talking like metal sounds or plastic smells or any of that stuff. This is clearly running on the oil I steal late at night from Burger Tools or from the two Michael McDonald's here in Val Verde.
Flappers has theirs under lock and key.
Flappers, man.
You're not getting any oil from them.
They saw Big Truck coming and they put on the biggest goddamn lock they could.
They gave a
Toot
Toot to you, which was two big middle fingers.
And that was just rude.
It was just rude.
What they did when they did that. Hey, but that don't stop us from broadcasting, or should I say hawkcasting live outside of Tuzzard Motors. Now, these are cars you can believe in. These are cars and trucks that you can dream about. I don't, because they don't make a big I talked to Bucky Tuzzard, who, of course, also works for Val Verde in various capacities.
We keep voting for him, and he keeps working.
He's like, I got to get another job. And I'm like, Bucky you run
Tuzzard.
Tuzzard Motors. You make your own car. He dreamt it, Geoff.
Remember that movie that we all remember, Steven Spielberg's Tucker, A Man in His Dream, or was it George Lucas? I can't remember.
Nope.
But what I remember is the movie
Stephen
because
King.
It was a Stephen King movie.
Yeah, it was.
It was the beginning of his evil car quadrilogy.
Oh, yep.
Christy was right after it, and Bucky Tuzzard saw that as a wee baby, as a wee child, and he goes, I'm gonna have my own dream and make my own car.
That's gonna be me. That's gonna be me.
And it was weird because he only had your accent for that one line. He goes, that's gonna be me.
That's gonna be me. Were you doing, was that your big truck? I don't think I've ever heard.
No.
No, was that? Okay, back.
That was Bucky Tuzzard doing Big Truck.
Man.
And me doing Bucky Tuzzard there.
It's like somebody went to the Michael Winslow School of Good Voices there to be able to do both Tuzzard and me.
Oh, God, there's a helicopter flying
Helicopter.
over. Oh, God.
Helicopter. Oh, got machine gun.
Oh, God, machine gun.
Oh, my God, whole lot of love.
Oh, my God, it's a whole lot of love while he's shooting a machine gun out of a helicopter.
That's what they call the big three when it comes to Winslow. You got helicopter, you got machine gun, you got every part of Led Zeppelin.
And you know, Steve Guttenberg, nicest guy in Hollywood, but he would not let the Winslow Big Three happen in a Police Academy movie.
Nope.
Cut him out every time.
Every time.
He said you can do one, you can do twice, but you can't do thrice.
3 times not in this Police Academy 4.
3 times ain't a Leslie Easterbrook, if you know what I mean.
Oh,
and I am, of course, talking about the lovely Leslie Easterbrook from the Police Academy.
Oh, God, don't get me started.
I'm always talking about her, Cake Stand.
And it's crazy.
I can agree
We're
with
out
that.
here on a Saturday afternoon. We're going to be out here for
Saturday afternoon, and Cake Stand's over here screaming about Leslie
He's not even
Easterbrook's
working.
press.
He's just here. He's just here. He's like, day off, going to show up at the Geoff, the Angry Man Garlock and Big Truck Hopcast. Now,
I didn't even know you were going to be here, Cake Stands.
Well, he just comes down here for the free hot dogs. You go into a Tuzzard Motors, and you're like, I got myself a hankering for just a big old hot dog, biggest you've ever seen, just basically just boiling in a kiddie pool.
Oh my God. And it's a plastic kiddie pool, so
It is.
we all are suffering from microplastic exposure. And that's the way Tucky likes it.
That's the way Tucky
That's the way
likes
Bucky
it.
likes it. Tucky is his son, of course.
Tucky Tuzzard.
Tucky Tuzzard.
Tuzzard, of course, running this establishment down here while, Bucky's doing all the things for. Bucky's got a lot on his plate there, Geoff. He's got all of the Val Verde issues.
Oh my God.
And then he's got all of the Tuzzard Motors dreams just a cranking and yanking up in here, if you know what I mean.
Cranking and yanking. I know exactly what you mean, Big Truck.
Every crank, every yank happening on up in his brain zone.
I mean, he's the one who came up with the TV show Crank Yankers.
Yep. He's the one that came up with the late night TV show Yank Yankers.
Oh my goodness, I loved Yank Yankers.
Oh my God, that
hosted by Robin Bird. It was a late night show on public access of Val Verde.
So good.
Just
Robin
half-naked
Bird.
women just talking about yanking.
Yank Yankers. It's just a bunch of men who like to yank it, talking about all of their favorite things. But that's not what we're talking about. All these people just looking around at us right now, just like, should I buy a car? I don't know, but I think you probably should, because that's why we're here at Tuzzard Motors for another 5 hours.
5-hour event. Scotty, we've already been here for 3. What did we sign up for?
That's an 8-hour event.
This is a lot of...
Damn, Scotty, I don't think I would have. That's a lot of, we're going to have to talk to Tucky coming up soon. We're going to have to talk to Bucky coming up soon. But if you want to talk to your heart or talk to your dream maker, whichever part of you that is, for me, left thigh.
Oh, my goodness.
That's my dream maker.
Tell me more about your dream maker.
Well, it's my left thigh.
Oh, your left thigh.
What did you think? I was left eye?
Left thigh. I thought you were talking about the fraternity that you were in.
Oh, I wasn't. When I was at Val Verde Community College, they had a policy where you make up your own fraternity, and I created Left Thigh.
It was all based off of the Revenge of the Nerds franchise.
Yep. And then we wore those damn dorky outfits that they wore, where they're like, "Are we Devo or are we dorks?"
Oh,
and they're
God.
like standing there like, and that blonde is like, man, I think I'm gonna fuck one of them. What, Scotty? Make sure you are running that delay, because I think Geoff and I are gonna get into it right here.
We're definitely gonna get into it.
And Anthony Edwards is like, I think I'm gonna actually lose my virginity on the set of Revenge of the Nerds. Thought it would happen on the set of Top Gun, but it didn't.
Oh my God, he Stone Cold Virgin on the set of Top Gun.
Cold Virgin.
And then once he lost his virginity, he's like, I'm not coming back for a full Revenge of the Nerds Part 2, Nerds in Paradise. I'm just going to show up as a weird ghost, and I'm going to have a broken leg that gets me out of shooting.
Yeah, get me out of shooting. Thing about it was, he was like, look, he was talking to Tony Scott, and he was talking to the Ridley Scott. And everyone else, and he talked to the Tom Cruise, and he's like, look, guys, I'm putting it all out on the table here. And yes, we are going to talk more about Tuzzard Motors in just a second.
Of course we're going to talk. This is basically talking about Tuzzard Motors. Jesus
Christ, this is basically about Tuzzard Motors. Okay, so he says to that group of men, he's like, look.
Just a reminder, we've got the Scott brothers.
Scott brothers, you got Ridley,
and we've
got
the Cruise in between the two of them.
You got the Cruise. He's like, look.
It's like the coconut cake, but more
it's
Australian.
Like the coconut. Oh my God, have you had a piece of that? I got one last Christmas from Tommy Cruise.
Oh my God, I'm on the list too. I can't believe I'm on Tom Cruise's list.
I can't believe it, man. I am on that list.
I get 2 of them, Keg Stand.
Well,
really?
That's just rubbing it in there.
Wow, Jesus Christ.
You probably get one for Keg. You probably get one for Stan. He's probably a little.
Yeah, that right, Keg Stand.
Yeah, thank you for interrupting my story. Which one?
So you
choose. This is choose your own adventure there, Geoff.
You know what? Let's go with coconut cake, and then we'll flip the pages back, and we'll go to
y'all just calm the hell down.
We're talking about
get back to Tuzzard Motors. Jesus Christ. Right here on 108.9 The Hawk. You're listening to The Hawk. We're hawkcasting live from Tuzzard Motors. Are you fucking happy?
Big truck, Jeff the Anger Man, Garlock, yada, 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 bing, bang, boom, whatever.
So I get the cake.
So you get the coconut cake.
I get the coconut cake. I open it up. Half of it's gone.
A half-gone cake.
Half of it is gone, and there is just like an old-timey butter knife in there. You know, like the type your mom would have. And she was like, this looks good. It looks good now in 1972. Exactly. And it's clearly going to be looking good in 1993. And you're like, Mama, I think you stole these from a saloon. Did you go back in time to an old-timey saloon to get your kitchen wares, Mama?
And then Mama's like, oh, there, Big Truck.
Oh,
don't you question about my butter knife selection from a saloon.
Hey, is my mama here? Is my mama
plot
just
of Back to the Future 3 was based off of my theft of all of the butter knives from an old-timey saloon.
Old Zemeckis heard about my mama's life story, and he's like,
one of the biggest thieves in Hollywood.
Oh, he steals fucking everything. Him and Bob Gale, man, they're in there just like, oh, what Big Truck, we heard that story about your mama and her knives, and I think we're going to make that the third Back to the Future. And I'm like, oh, well, hell, I can't say nothing about it.
No, and your eardrums just pierce because their voices are so goddamn high.
They're so high, man. All the dogs from the neighborhood where I was living down there in South Val Verde, they're just out the door, just chomping at the bit to get them a nice piece of Zemeckis ass, if you know what I'm talking about. I'm going to buy it, and I'm going to grab it, and I'm going to say, you better make some weird computer movies in the future. Maybe one about a train and one about a house where people keep on fucking living there and living their lives. And that's the plot of both Polar Express and Here.
That was the log line. He walked in about Here, and he was just like, you already know about the goddamn Polar Express. You already know about the goddamn Polar Express.
My God. Two Dobermans.
My God. And then Here, he's just like, they're fucking living their lives.
They're living their goddamn, he's holding the gun.
He's got a gun.
Zemeckis style. Zemeckis style.
It's a Zemeckis style gun.
Man, I went into a little wisp. Did you hear my wisp?
I heard it.
Did you hear my wisp?
Well, when you're talking about Zemeckis holding the gun, you can't not be a little wisp.
Oh, well, let's talk about Zemeckis.
Oh, my God.
A lot of people don't give me credit for the Wisp Turlington that I do. I can do it, man. I'm going to tell you the story about Tony Scott and Ridley Scott. And,
because you're leaving us hanging with this mama's butter knife in a coconut cake story.
Fuck it, man.
And you're leaving us hanging with, I'm starting to think that sometimes Wisp isn't actually here and you're just pulling a Melania Trump situation on me. But voice-wise.
That is fucked up. But I also went to the Michael Winslow School of Good Voices.
That is true.
So I'm going to do this story as Wisp Turlington. Here we go. Big Truck is Wisp Turlington and scene. Here we go. Okay, so Tony Scott is looking right at Anthony Edwards, and Edwards is like, look here, Scott. He looks at both of them. Okay? Okay, Geoff? He looks at both of them.
He said goddamn Scott.
He said it. It was there. Two of my good best friends in the entire world. Tony Scott, Ridley Scott.
If it was the Scott talking, he's like, and picture that the sun is setting, then you'd be like, I'm looking at Tony.
My God.
I'm looking at Tony.
They are all, now set the scene, they were all out on a runway.
Of course.
Each of them on a crotch rocket. Each of them just out on the sun is setting, and they're all on crotch rockets. And you know, Anthony Edwards
getting ready for his scene in all the right moves.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Yeah, he's on his crotch rocket. He's ready to go. So, and the crazy thing here, Geoff, is that Goose looks at them, and Anthony Edwards, if anyone knows anything about Anthony Edwards, he is a method actor. So he's Goose.
He's Goose.
And he's like, guys, here's the deal. If I'm not going to be able to get my you-know-what wet during the shooting of Top Gun, I'm going to need you to kill Goose at the end of it. Because I got a nerd picture coming up.
If you didn't remember in this story, he lost his virginity on the set of Revenge of the Nerds.
We
don't need to remind the people.
Very
this is
clear
what's
story.
Going on.
And so he says, if I don't get to, hurry.
Uh-huh.
A big Anthony Edwards saying too. They sold so many hurry t-shirts in the mid '80s.
Of course, that's the sound of Rusty Springs.
That's the sound of a rusty spring. As sex is happening, if you're just tuning in, 108.9 The Hawk, Wisp Turlington, Geoff the Angry Man Garlock.
We, of course, are not talking about our sex advice show.
No.
Getting it wet with Rusty Spring, which comes on at 8 o'clock on Wednesdays.
Rusty
Spring has got the best advice, I'll say.
Oh, man, you want me to do my Rusty Spring?
Oh, my God.
You want me to do my... Okay.
Of course I want to.
All right, here we go. It's Getting It Wet with Rusty Springs. Here we go. Now, that is... Go ahead and kill the big truck music. I don't need that.
Oh, God, no.
No. Okay, here we go.
And again, people, if you're listening, we, of course, are going to be getting to the Tucky, to the buzzards here. We're getting to the cars. And remember, again.
When do you want me to start it?
Well, we need people to remember. We're getting to the Tuzzards. We're selling Tuzzards, and we need to remember that Goose wants to get it with the Scott brothers on a roadway. Hurry.
Okay,
so,
before we got to get to commercial
Springs.
break. We got to get to a commercial break here and sing about it. But before we do that, I got to tell you, I got to be Rusty Springs for a second. This is what you hear every Sunday morning right here on 108.9 The Hawk.
Wednesdays at 8 o'clock and Sunday mornings.
And Sunday mornings. It's a replay. It is a replay of Wednesday night show on a Sunday morning. So you're like, I ain't going to church. I'm just going to listen to Getting It Wet with Rusty Springs. And
while I'm watching Charles Kuralt reruns on CBS Sunday morning.
That's Jane Pauley, motherfucker.
No, these are the reruns from the 80s.
Oh, my God. Those are good where it's like, we're here with young actor Eddie Murphy. Okay,
and he's all leathered out, and it's 18 years old.
Leathered out.
All right, but Rusty Springs.
So many
Michael
goddamn. Why did Eddie Murphy need so many goddamn zippers?
I mean, I ask
What's he
that all
got
the
in
time.
there?
Here's what I always thought. Harmonicas. And then John Popper was like, I'll do you one better. I'll have more pockets.
John Popper on a fishing expedition. And he's like,
my God.
Wait a second. This big-ass vest would be great for a bunch of fucking harmonicas.
And then his bandmates are like, if you're going to lose weight, buy a smaller vest. He goes, get the hell out of here.
Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here.
That's another voice. Whoa. I have no idea, man, who I am anymore. Okay, let me hear. Now, this is Rusty Springs. You hear every, whenever on 108.9 The Hawk. Here it is.
It's Rusty Springs, and it's Getting It Wet with Rusty Springs. Who do we got on the phone here?
My name is Steve from Charlottesburg.
Ah, Steve, you called the right guy. It's Rusty Springs. You getting it wet? You getting it wet, Steve?
Unfortunately,
you getting it wet?
That's why I'm calling. So I got a Tom Cruise coconut cake recently, and I thought that would.
What's it taste like? I've never had it.
Oh my God! It is beautiful. It is just it is delectable.
Now I have heard rumors that you can open it up sometimes, and there inside is an old ass butter knife. Is that true?
And that's the thing. If you find the old ass butter knife, it's a lot like finding the King Baby during Mardi Gras.
Jesus.
It's little baby Jesus, but in butter knife form, and that means that in the next Tom Cruise movie, you get to be a stunt double with him.
Oh.
These are the rules of the coconut cake.
But I don't know if I'm going to be getting it wet if I'm on a Tom Cruise, because I've heard a lot of stories about Anthony Edwards, and he's like, I'm not going to do another Tom Cruise movie because I just can't get it wet.
And that's the whole show,
man. And that's the
man.
thing with Rusty Springs. He gets distracted immediately.
He goes, like, have some fucking focus, Rusty Springs, if you're doing a radio show like we do. We are professionals here.
Focused.
Live from Tuzzard Motors.
Tuzzard Motors. Best in the
man.
biz.
We're going to tell you all about the cars down here at motherfucking Tuzzard Motors. We're going to be out here for another...
And you don't need to bleep that. 6 hours. And you do not need to bleep, by the way, motherfucking Tuzzard Motors, because that's the official name. It's on the sign.
You don't have to.
You don't have to.
Don't do it.
Don't do
it's
it.
On the side. Jesus Christ. What are we doing? I'll tell you what. It would be nice to have yourself a brand new, shiny-ass Tuzzard Motors. And you just take it out on the town. Maybe you're driving through New York City where it's cold as fucking shit. And you're on 10th Avenue feeling your own 10th Avenue freeze out, motherfuckers. Toot toot. Bruce Springsteen. Hey, street man. How?
Brandy, you're a fine brandy. What a good brandy I will drink. I want to drink a brandy named Brandy. elegance, sophistication, and class. These are the things one is looking for when choosing to drink the finest of brandies. Or like me, you just love the classic song, Brandy You're a Fine Girl by Looking Glass. Which is why I created the only brandy named after the song Brandy, simply called Brandy Brandy. When the smell of this fine liqueur hits your nose, your mind will be flooded with memories of a better time. A time when you were making out in the back seat of your 1988 Ford Tempo with your first girlfriend. And right when you cupped your first breast, Brandy You're a Fine Girl came on the radio and you thought to yourself, one day, I'll get the rights to that song and base an entire liquor company on it. And maybe, just maybe, I'll be just as happy as I am right now. Touching a boom. Well, lucky for all you brandy lovers, down the line I end up in a back alley poker match against Elliot Lurie, the writer of the song Brandy. Don't ask me how we got there. Let's just say that I had fallen on some hard times. I needed a little quick cash. And I assume the same for him. Either way, I did great that night. Actually won the rights to the song during an amazing hand. Now, between you and me, I was bluffing. If I had thrown down, he would have just seen a couple of deuces that wouldn't have even come close to beating his straight flush. But one thing I'm not bluffing on is how delicious Brandy Brandy is. Or at least I think it's delicious. Haven't actually tasted it. I've got a bit of a drinking problem. But I didn't want that to get in the way of this great opportunity. I mean, the song is Brandy. The drink is Brandy. Just kind of seemed like a no-brainer. So I started mixing it up in my toilet. Don't worry, it's clean. I mean, I got the recipe from a YouTube video, so it's gotta be on the up and up. So try Brandy Brandy. A name almost as good as the song, and a song almost as good as this brandy. Brandy, you're a fine brandy. What a good brandy I will drink. I wanna drink a brandy named Brandy.
The only station still playing classic rock. 108.9 The Hawk.
It's pizza time again at Pizza Emporium, 323 Hawk Street, Val Verde. And that's right, we've got all kinds of pizza. Pizza with plenty of cheese. Pizza you can have a conversation with ease. Pizza with skills. Pizza that's recorded 95 kills. Pizza that saw Metallica on their 1992 tour, and yeah, it had a ticket to the snake pit. Pizza with political ambitions. And pizza with deadly medical conditions. If it's pizza and you want it, we've got it at Pizza Emporium.
Pizza Emporium, 323 Hawk Street, Val Verde.
Man, that's the nice thing about the end of Life's Been Good by Joe Walsh. He just goes ape shit.
Just losing.
He just goes fucking ape shit. He's like, I ain't gonna do no more.
And when we're at
Guitar
Tuzzard Motors,
playing.
we play the full songs. We don't
play
do the
full fucking songs.
the radio
we don't do
edits.
Any radio edits. That's a promise you get on 108.9 The Hawk. No radio edits.
That's a new thing for 2025 too. No radio edits.
We are playing What We Want off the Full Moon Fever record from Tom Petty in it, and we play that part where he's like, "Hey, it's the end of this side of the record. You're gonna have to turn it over. Why haven't you turned it over yet?"
The thing is, and this is our belief with 108.9 The Hawk in 2025, it's a lot like watching old SNL.
Wait. Back.
Beep.
What?
This is our belief at 108.9 The Hawk in the year 2025.
What?
Did you not know it's 2025?
Holy shit.
You're learning things every day here.
Motherfucker, I've been writing 2021 on all my checks.
You should really talk to your accountant. My God.
Oh, man, I am fucked.
You are fucked. But just a reminder, we're going to be playing no more radio edits. This is not going to be like when you watch an SNL and you're like, oh, I remember all the sketches were fantastic in 1975. No, we're showing you the full episode. And in this case, we're showing you every bad idea that a classic rock artist had on their records.
Man,
every drug-addled idea. My
God. The
God.
longest sketches. Where it's just like,
God.
they should have said something. They should have probably ended this about 40 minutes ago. And it's like, Coneheads are still there, man.
Still doing their
You gonna
thing.
take the Coneheads off?
My God.
Oh, man.
You can't let the Coneheads go. You got to let them just play themselves off.
Have been sleeping in my truck.
Uh-huh.
I'm exhausted. I'm pure ass dragging, which is shocking to me because you should be pure ass dragging your ass down here to Tuzzard Motors. Did you see how I did that?
That is fantastic segue. My God.
Oh, get your dumb fucking asshole down here. Grab your wife, grab your kids, because they've got, of course, the 2025 Tuzzard Stang. That is a beautiful. If you like the Mustang from Ford, well, they got the Tuzzard Stang.
You're gonna love the Tuzzard Stang.
You're gonna. We guarantee it now. Frankly, we can't. We can't.
We don't guarantee it.
We don't
Neither
get into
does
guarantees no more.
Neither does Bucky. I'll tell you that.
that.
The only thing he guarantees is it'll be nice and shiny when it leaves the lot because he wipes down every single car with a diaper right before you leave.
Oh, one just not even like a cloth diaper. One of them plastic ones where you're like, how's he gonna shit in that?
And are you scratching up my new finish with that plastic diaper?
I think there's scratches all over my finish.
Does it?
But also the question is, how's that baby gonna shit in that?
Can that baby shit in that?
Can that baby? Them's are questions you can ask down here at Tuzzard Motors, and that's just an example of just an exchange. You could let's role play here a little bit, Geoff, because we got plenty of time. We're going to be out here for fucking ever, apparently. I'm going to come up with a name. I am Craig Steves.
Good name.
And thank you. Came up with that.
Great.
And I am a salesman down here at Tuzzard Motors, and you are just the nastiest, dumbest slob of a listener of 108.9 The Hawk that's ever been.
So you're selling the Tuzzards.
I'm selling the Tuzzards. I'm Craig Steves, man. Where did you not get that?
Well, it just seemed like Bucky would be the one selling, but
No, man,
Godspeed. Bucky's in the back just watching.
Bucky sits and he watches in like a room that's like Cerebro for the X-Men. You know,
it's a real panopticon situation. It's like Cerebro meets a prison tower, and you don't even know if he's looking at you or not. And he's just controlling it all.
He's controlling it all, and he's cranking. Of course, one thing you do hear in the background is it's just nonstop classic rock, motherfucker.
You want to come down here? Rock.
You want to hear? I mean, he ain't even playing the Hawk, man. He must be playing like a Pandora or like his favorite Spotify playlist.
Oh, this is a Tuzzard playlist, 100%.
Definitely a Tuzzard playlist because you know how I can tell.
How do you tell?
75% Eddie Money.
Oh my God, the man loves he loves money and he loves Eddie Money.
He loves money. He loves money. That's all.
He also loves obscure X-Men characters. They're just going to be wandering around because he has that Cerebro unit going.
You are going to multiple man.
Oh my God,
there are 40 of them all
40
around.
And they're all selling.
The fucking same, man.
They are selling.
They are selling, man. I just saw two multiple men sell themselves a Tuzzard Taurus, which is his version of the Ford Taurus.
And he's like, hey, I can make it if I don't put Ford on it.
It's the same. It's the same. And it's the same quality of a Ford Taurus that you can buy in 2025 because obviously they're still making, right?
He uses Forge to make any of these cars that he makes up. And every time he's like, Forge, can you make me another Tuzzard Focus? And he's like, no, I didn't know how I did it. That's my mutant ability.
He's like, I just fucking made a Taurus. And he's like, shit, can you travel back in time and figure out how you made that Taurus? And then Cable just zoops in. And he fucking takes the Taurus away. And he's like, I gotta go. And he takes it through his little travel hole.
And then Bucky's like, Forge, make me a time machine to get Cable back. And he's like, I don't take requests.
I don't know, man. I don't know how it happened.
And he's like, are you the most annoying X-Men character with your power?
And it's also like, wait a second. Is that the real Forge? I thought it was some dumbass cosplay and being paid for his cosplay, but he made the Taurus.
He made the Taurus.
And then that big ass portal that opened with the other cosplay Cable that I just assumed stepped in, stepped out, traveled back in time, Zemeckis style.
Style. And then all of a sudden you're like, was that the real son of Scott Summers and Madeline Pryor? Is that what the storyline was?
Man,
and then Longshot's like, hey, I sold another car. I didn't even try to. And you're like, God damn it, you're so goddamn lucky.
So good.
And you're not even a mutant. You're just an alien. I saw your four fingers.
Wow. Every Tuzzard motor vehicle out here do come with a fucking omnibus of X-Men Inferno.
Because you're going to want to understand the story.
Because how that car runs.
Let's be honest, nobody understands the storyline of X-Men Inferno.
Ain't nobody knows, man. I was in my truck just driving down 422 towards Charlottesburg. Basically, when you're in a big rig, Geoff, it fucking drives itself. You don't have to do it. I get in the passenger seat.
Of course.
As it's just veering in and out of traffic. And I'm just looking and staring at X-Men Inferno. And I'm like, I don't get it.
Mr. Sinister is so Madeline Pryor was Phoenix, but isn't Jean Grey. And
what?
Who exactly is Mr. Sinister? Wait, I have to read Captain America number 347 for some reason to understand.
Are you trying to get me to fucking read Captain America 347? Are you out of your goddamn mind? Well, they are.
And you're listening to the audiobook the whole time, too.
The whole time.
That's read by Michael Winslow, of course.
Yep. And it's just that's a shield, man.
Oh, my God.
Captain America's shield done by Michael Winslow's mouth. It's like, well, there goes the shield. That totally explains why Jean Grey's back. But we digress. We
do digress, although I will say it is the wettest snicked you've ever heard when Wolverine gets those claws out.
Oh,
like, ugh, jeez, that much blood every time.
He's bleeding out over there, man.
I think he's bleeding. My God, thank God for that mutant healing power.
Every time, man, we could go on and on about Wolverines here.
Oh, we always could, and we're not going to go and digress about Boom Boom or Jubilee.
Down here at Tuzzard Motors with a man who loves the X-Men more than we do.
My God.
And holy shit, you come on down here.
Because we're here for 5 more hours, Scotty.
Jesus Christ, Scotty. Okay, well, before we get into the next commercial break, I do see Tucky Tuzzard, and he's coming this way. So I'm going to hand him my mic, and you get to interview Tucky Tuzzard. Here we go.
Oh, my goodness. Tucky Tuzzard,
hey,
the
Geoff,
son.
How we doing? We doing good? We doing good? Did you see the tourists that just vanished?
Oh, I did.
They're vanishing down here at Tuzzard Motors, the place I run. It's my father's place, but I run it, so it's kind of mine. Tucky Tuzzard. How are you, Geoff?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic, Tucky.
I mean, that's good. It's good to have you down here. You've been here a long time today, and you're going to be here even longer. In fact, surprise, we contracted you for 22 more hours to be out here because, listen up, Geoff, listen up. You don't want to miss it when my dad dresses up like Mr. Sinister, and he comes out here, and he does all of it. I hope you love Inferno. I hope you love Inferno by the X-Men, a 1980s story from Marvel Comics. In case you're listening to this broadcast and you're not clear what we're talking about.
Oh, I've been going to hashtag X-Men Inferno on TikTok, and the kids are going crazy.
Kids are nuts for X-Men Inferno right now. And if you're listening to this, you love classic rock, you love X-Men Inferno, and you love vehicles that are based off of other vehicles. That's what we do down here at Tuzzard Motors.
I mean, the Tuzzard Tempo, I gotta say, is a beautiful car.
Did you test drive? Did you test drive?
I test drove it. It did seem actually exactly like the '88 Ford Tempo that I drove in high school.
He gets it, ladies and gentlemen. He gets it. He's smart.
Like, though, to the T, I was like, did Ford actually replicate this? Because it had no AC. The windows were always locked.
Always locked.
And I had to keep putting napkins up every time it rained. And it was just, it's not a fantastic drive. And I really did not need to be in it again. But I'm thinking of putting a down payment because memories.
I hope you do, Geoff. I hope you do. I hope a lot of people hear that from your voice, and they hear, just that's the Tuzzard Motors way. That's what we're trying to bring you back to cars that you tried to forget and that were maybe a little unsafe. But, if you can dream it, Forge can make it, but just one.
Just
you know what I mean?
My God,
just
I do.
one. Like, have you tried out the Tuzzard Caprice Classic?
I have not given a ride.
That,
in
of course, not built off of the Chevrolet Caprice Classic. They are completely two different vehicles, although they may look the same, smell the same, drive the same, and basically have a couch for the front seat. Have you sat in the couch, Geoff?
I tried. The couch was beautiful, and I realized this is a real McDonald's McDowell situation. Just like from Coming to America.
Oh, another reference the kids are going to get right here on 108.9.
Hey, all the kids definitely watch Coming to America, the sequel that was on Netflix.
Hey, I got to get over here and I got to sell to Tuzzard Saturns, which are based off of of course, Saturns, but they're not. I got to sell those. But hey, when Big Truck gets over here, could you guys do another run on Robert Zemeckis and I don't know, Back to the Future 3, because our customers love it, obviously, and the listeners obviously love it. I'd love to hear it. And Dad's going to take off his headset up in his Cerebro, and he's going to come down and talk to you guys very soon. But we love you. Thank you for being here. If you're down here at Tuzzard Motors, ask for me, Tucky Tuzzard, and go with God in a Tuzzard.
Beautiful catchphrase.
Man, I guess that's their shit. I hadn't heard that.
No, go with God in a Tuzzard.
Go with that. Has so many connotations there, Geoff. That's almost like you're gonna die in a Tuzzard, because that's when God's gonna just swoop down and be like, "Well, maybe you should have bought a fork."
Swoop down just like Angel or Archangel, of course.
Here we go again with all them.
I didn't even want to bring up the reference, but it feels like Bucky put it in my brain with a Cerebro.
Yeah, he did. Oh, I tell you what, I can't think of one X-Men that was named Bruce. Can you think of one X-Men that was named Bruce?
I don't believe there was one X-Men named Bruce.
Unless you're counting Jeff Lynne, who was an actual X-Man. It's don't bring me down. God damn it, I fucked that up, Scotty. I'm sorry. Hello on the hawk.
Hey, partner, you want some shoes? Well, how about some stinky old cowboy boots? Shit, you came to the right place. I'm Cowboy Pete, owner and proprietor of Cowboy Boot Town, Val Verde's only shoe and stinky cowboy boot warehouse. You want a good deal on some extra wide New Balance sneakers? Well, giddy up. We got them. You want some work boots with the steel toe so when something goes wrong with the smelter, it doesn't take your remaining toes off? Well, giddy up. We got them too. You want the stinkiest pair of cowboy boots that have been rumored to have been pulled from the grave of Billy the Kid himself? If you do in fact believe that Billy the Kid is dead and not immortal, well, giddy up and take a whiff, because we got them. Pretty much anything your feet needs, we can do at Cowboy Boot Town. Yeah! Cowboy Boot Town, 2449 Hog Street, Val Verde. So come on down. I ain't gonna smell all these boots by myself.
All right, by request from me, Big Truck, Toot Toot. I figured this Saturday afternoon could use a little Wanted Man by Rat. Toot Toot, one of my all-time favorite bands in the world. You got the Outlaws. You got the Rats.
Stephen Pearcy solo.
Don't get me started on Stephen Pearcy solo. That's
and of course, Milton Berle's comedy records.
Oh shit, man! You know me. You've been rummaging through my big rig. You've been back in my little sleepy hole in the back of my big rig. You're back there looking through my carton of records and looking at all of my thoughts and my prayers in the back of my stinky ass hole in the back of my.
I gotta say though, your sleepy hole, your little stinky hole, is actually bigger than my apartment.
Really?
I mean, it's kind of big. You've got 3 rooms back there.
Man, I got a kitchen
and a kitchenette.
That's 2, and then my bed.
Your bed, and
3
the bed
rooms.
takes up the whole thing.
Y'all.
It's round, and there's a mirror on the top, and you're always playing the Outlaws in there.
Oh man, you might as well hire every member of the Outlaws and have them in there just playing a song.
The Green Grass and High Tides room is a beautiful place to sleep.
Come on in, and come on down to Tuzzard Motors. Apparently, we're here for another 23 hours right here on 108.9 The Hawk. Toot Toot, Val Verde's choice of rock and roll. You come down here, man, you give us the praise that pays. Yeah, we're going to give you a koozie, courtesy of 108.9 The Hawk and Tuzzard Motors that says, go with God on.
I do got to say, a lot of people have been giving the wrong phrase that pays.
Wait, okay, now, could you tell me a couple of the phrases that payses that weren't the right phrases that payses?
So it is not Jeff Lynne's hairdo is a mutant power. That is not one.
I don't even mention the Hawk. So why would
I know that's why, but we've gotten 5 of those already, and that seems insane to me.
That's weird. That's almost like talking for fucking 15 minutes about X-Men Inferno.
That seems weird.
It don't make sense.
It don't make any sense.
Why would anyone do it?
People just keep saying hawk hawk. And we're
No,
like,
that's close.
yeah, I mean, it's not bad, but that's
I mean,
not
it's
what
close.
It
At
is.
least says Hawk twice.
Yes, but
You
I'm
could've maybe
thinking the
thrown in
second one
a-
is a Hawk Tua reference.
Oh, shit. Don't get me. You know how much money I lost on her Bitcoin, Geoff?
I mean, a fair amount is my guess.
Well, I'm going to say $2.3 million.
It squeezed me baking powder. I
was
can't even
saving
believe
up-
you had $2.3
man.
million.
I mean, what do you think? I get paid so well by this radio station, man. Wisp takes care of Big Truck. And so I'm like, I got a little money to fuck around with. I like Hawk Tua. I mean, she gets her thing just from like on a video. And then she's fucking handing out an Oscar. She's on stage with fucking Al Pacino.
She was out there with Al Pacino
she's
giving
like,
best
"Oh,
costume
baby."
design.
Best costume design. And Pacino's just like, ooh-ah, Hawk Tua.
Hawk Tua. And he just kept saying it. And I got to say, the Brutalist got robbed.
Man,
I can't believe it went to Conclave because I was like,
Conclave, man.
Conclave, you're all just wearing the same outfit. So you get an award for designing one outfit?
Man, it was a
get
good
outta
outfit,
here.
though.
It was a good outfit.
That's an outfit fit for a Pope, if you know what I mean, man. And hey, Pope, if you're listening, we're thinking about you,
Oh my God,
Big
get
Cheese.
better.
You better
keep puking
fucking,
in your lungs, but you gotta pull through.
you got to stop horking in your own lungs.
You gotta. I
There's
mean,
a
the Catholic
point-
Church
there's a
keeps saying it.
point.
You gotta stop horking in your own
You got to
lungs.
stop horking in your own. We've all been there.
Of course,
Pope, we've all been there.
My God.
I mean, I could think of fucking 3 Outlaws shows I went to where I'm just like, after Green Grass plays, I'm just like, and it goes back into my system. Hospital, they pull me out. And then another show, Green Grass ends, I'm like, goes right in my lungs. Hospital, I walk out of that one. Come on, shit.
I mean, replace those stories with Gallagher instead of the Outlaws, and same story for me.
But that was the Gallagher shows where he was, instead of doing the watermelons, he was just doing big old bags of his own vomit. And that's it. It was his vomit that went into your lungs because you were clearly in the splash zone.
I was definitely in the splash zone. It was on the Horseshoe Theory tour where you were like, oh, I guess his politics have gotten real questionable. My
Man,
God.
I love nothing more than a Gallagher show when I can sit down and wrap myself in a big old trash bag. And then he's just like talking about Reagan.
It's just fantastic. And you're like, it's 2025?
What are we doing here? Also, are you Gallagher Four?
And I do think Gallagher 4 is the funniest one, honestly. And that's his second cousin twice removed.
Yep, Gallagher Four. He's at Zazzers tonight if you want to go on out there and get in the slip slash zone.
Doesn't look anything like him.
Don't look shit like him.
He's got just like a nice shuck of hair.
Yep.
He wears a suit.
Yep.
But he brings out that sledge-o-matic and those bags of vomit, and you're going to be horking it up just with Gallagher 4.
And this man, Gallagher Four, clearly was on a path to be like a Carrot Top at one point in time. He was like, I am not doing what my cousin 3 times twice removed is doing. I don't want that life. I wasn't born a Gallagher, so I can be that. I want to be a Carrot Top.
He wanted to be a Carrot Top, but he couldn't get a gig in Vegas.
Couldn't do it.
Couldn't get a gig in Reno.
Nope.
Couldn't get a gig in Branson, Missouri.
He couldn't get a gig in Lake of Toluca.
Couldn't get a gig at Lake Arrowhead.
Nope.
And then all of a sudden, he's like, Val Verde bound.
Man, I gotta say, Geoff, it is fucking fun doing a radio show with you.
Oh, my God.
I don't know why we don't do mornings together. I do know why, because I'm always hauling a bunch of bullshit from Val Verde to Charlottesburg and back. And I listen to you and Wisp every morning, and it's funny. But
You
it
got
ain't
your
as-
Inferno omnibus, and if you turn off
my
Michael
God.
Winslow reading the audiobook of
My
X-Men
truck-
Inferno to listen to us.
My truck is just barreling through the dividers, just going right down the middle. Sometimes I ain't even on the road, man. I am just going under bridges and then underwater back up.
I mean, look, you said these trucks basically drive themselves,
They
but
fucking
not
drive
well.
themselves.
Not
I
well.
didn't say they were experts at it. I didn't say
No.
that they were big trucks at it. They are big trucks themselves, trying to figure it out like we all are. And we're all trying to figure it out.
What a beautiful
Mainly-
life lesson.
Mainly which car we're going to walk away with today at Tuzzard Motors.
Tuzzard Motors. We're trying to sell some goddamn
We are
cars.
selling goddamn cars. And here
That's
comes
their
old-
other motto, by the way.
We're selling
Go with
goddamn
God.
cars. Go with God, and we're selling goddamn cars.
kind of conflicting ideas, but
Now-
that's what happens at Bucky Tuzzard's.
Oh, that happens at Tuzzard Motors. I got to ask you for a favor there, Geoff.
Lay it on me.
I need you to go take a shit or something, because here comes Bucky Tuzzard, and this interview is mine, if you know what I mean, Toot Toot.
All right, what are we doing here? What are we talking about here? You're here at Bucky Tuzzard's motorcade, and I need you to be buying some cars, okay? I came out of my Cerebro unit, and I am ready to sell you a car, okay? So what do I got to do here? What do I need to do?
Man, I can't even get a word in. Because that's the Tuzzard way, man. I'm a busy man.
I'm a comptroller. I'm taking care of the city's garbage situation. I got all these fruit cannons going off everywhere. And I've been putting in more fruit cannons while I've been trying to sell you a new, beautiful, beautiful Tuzzard Bronco 2. And it is one of the best you're ever going to see.
Now, I'm looking at the Bronco too, Bucky, and I got to say, that looks exactly like the one OJ escaped in.
And that's exactly the one. And I said, Forge, you better not make one that looks exactly like the one when the juice was loose. But then he's like, I can't control it. I can't control this mutant ability, and there it went.
All you said was juice is loose, and then Forge is just, and a big white Bronco too just comes right out of him.
And I said, why can't you make a Beetlejuice car? And he said, no, Bucky, I can't do it. I can't control this move. And then there we go. Now we're stuck with a Bronco 2, white, beautiful, and you should buy it before it disappears.
Now, I got a question for you there, Tuzzard.
Yeah, shoot.
I've been thinking about this ever since I heard you had your own little Cerebro-like machine. And it is like when you put your Cerebro-like machine on, right? Do you see other cars in danger that you need to go help, or do you see issues in Val Verde that need taken care of? Now, which one is it?
I see both, and that's why I've taken on so many jobs. That's why I take on so many political roles, and that's why the people keep voting for me. I can see traffic patterns. I can see the future. I can see what Val Verde needs, and sometimes I gotta say Cerebro is steering me in the wrong path. You know,
really?
I mean, this is Bucky Tuzzard's Cerebro.
No, I know, man.
This is not Professor X's Cerebro. All right, that thing is fine too.
Professor X or Professor Rex, because they're two different people, both very powerful
This ain't even
mutants.
Professor Rex's. Trust me.
Okay.
All right.
Professor
this
Rex
is the one that Forge made,
goddamn.
And so we can't even control what I'm seeing. So sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong, and all you people need to get off my back for blaming me for making some bad decisions sometimes. I'm just following Cerebro.
Man, he's just following fucking Cerebro. Why don't you get off?
And you all keep voting for me. So instead of voting for me, come on down here to the Bucky Tuzzard motorcade and buy some cars.
I've never voted for you, but my vote did go in for you, and you know who voted for you in my place? My truck that drives itself. He just goes right over, and he's like, click, Bucky Tuzzard.
Now I'm worried that it wasn't your truck, but it was controlled by that mutant who can control and drive all types of vehicles. I believe his name was Razorback, perhaps?
Razorback? I can't tell if it was Razorback.
I always thought Forge might have been the stupidest mutant power, but this guy who can just get into any car and be like, yep,
drive it.
I can drive it.
I got it. He might as well just have a fucking screwdriver for a power and put it right into the ignition. I mean, because if I have a screwdriver and I get in any car, motherfucker, I might as well be a mutant too.
I mean, that's the thing. You do not need a mutant power to drive any car. Bobcat Goldthwait's character Zed in the Police Academy series proved that to all of us.
Hell yeah. Another reference for all you fucks listening to 108.9 The Hawk live in Val Verde right now.
Hashtag Zed.
Oh, man. Put it in there. Put it in your blue sky. Put it in your threads. Zed. Oh, Tuzzard, it's been so. I know you got to hop back up into your Cerebro. So
I got to get into that Cerebro, and I have also been voted into the town council now. So I am running the Val Verde town council. So I got a lot of decisions to be made very quick.
You better go plug your ass back in.
I'm getting in there, so sayonara, sucker.
There you go. Another slogan for Tuzzard Motors.
The three? I just got back from a ship, by the way. What did I miss?
Oh, man, you missed it all, man. Basically.
I hope you didn't talk about possibly Razorback, the weirdest.
Oh, shit, I was going to mention Razorback.
Oh, okay, good.
And how basically you could just be a Razorback with any sort. Oh, man, we're having fun down here at Tuzzard Motors. We're going to be out here for another 20 hours.
20 hours, my God.
Shit. Well, come on down here, get you a koozie. We're in the plastic table that says 108.9 The Hawk, right in the sun. They didn't even put up a fucking tent for us today.
All the hot dogs have been boiled over, and they have gone right through that kiddie pool.
And they've gone right through my kiddie pool, if you know what I mean.
I know exactly what you mean.
That's what I refer to as my inner organs.
That's not what I thought you meant.
Okay, good.
I thought you had a kiddie pool in the Green Grass and High Tides bedroom in the back of your stinkhole truck.
I don't.
Okay.
Zevon! Honk!
After the break, we will finish the Scott story and the coconut cake story.
Get ready. We're going to finish. You're going to be like, goddamn, Top Gun.
108.9 The Hawk with Jason Gore and Geoff Garlock.
A comedy podcast about a fictional classic rock radio station.
Hear and see new episodes every Monday. Subscribe on YouTube,
Apple Podcasts,
Spotify,
Pocket Casts,
Overcast, and wherever you get your podcasts. Support the show by going to patreon.com/1089 The Hawk. Get video and audio episodes 1 week early, bonus shows, and so much more. Get that merch by going to our website at 1089thehawk.com. And if you like what you heard in this episode, you can check out a ton of 108.9 The Hawk episodes on our website at 1089thehawk.com or wherever you get your podcasts. A comedy podcast about a fictional classic rock radio station. 108.9 The Hawk with Jason Gore and Geoff Garlock.